I don't think beer's going away. I just think it's getting very competitive. It's just a reality that competition is going to force some brewers out of business. That's when the biggest opportunities are. It's been a wild ride for 33 years in the beer business. Peter Austin, Alan Puggs and I one day had lunch. Peter Austin was the grandfather of craft beer. He was sitting there saying in the old days, you'd have a brewery as far as a horse could ride in a day between each other. So basically, that's how far the brewers would load up their beer and the horses would go out. So you didn't need a brewery in between, that distance. Peter passed away a number of years ago, but often think of his words of wisdom that relate to today. It's great to have exciting and new beers. It's just very, very difficult, I think, for everybody to get shelf space, for all the brewers to get attention from their distributors. So it's my belief that the lack of attention from distributors and the lack of access to shelving at the major retailers throughout the country will restrict the number of breweries, which will then restrict brewers. It's always been challenging, but especially challenging these times. Maine is very seasonal. A lot of people spend the winter in Florida or Arizona or other areas, and so a lot of the disposable income dollars hit other markets. We have a brew pub at Sunny River and it's Sugarloaf, and you gain a little bit of business in the wintertime there, but the reality is you go down to a third of the population in Maine, and it's very, very difficult. So I think that's going to be challenging. Some of the brands will be purchased by others, and there'll be successful turnarounds or successfully sustained. That'll be a good thing. I think at times when things get real difficult, you have to put the pause button on. And if you're an entrepreneur, you run a tight operation, but also keep your eyes open for new opportunities, because I think these are the times you find them. Talk to your banks, see what bankers are hearing and doing, and they may have opportunities that they'll tell you about. Some people get wary, some people decide they want to get out of business, some people want to retire. I'm getting a lot of calls right now from people that want to sell their locations because they are afraid of what the economy will hold and they're not sure what'll happen after the election. So I think very quickly there'll be many opportunities for entrepreneurs to expand their businesses. My advice to brewers that are having a really difficult time might be to scale back and focus on your tasting rooms and or look for other alternative ways to consumers, maybe direct to consumer or something else right now. So I would encourage people to go out and support your local brewers and local brew pubs and local restaurants, because it's very, very challenging.